Approximately 4 years ago, I had the worst day of my life. Ironically, it was the day I gave a commencement speech at my high school alma mater. I am happy to say that I am in much better shoes today in front of all of you, and it's not because I'm wearing boots and then I was wearing 4-inch heels just to see over the podium. The real reason is because there are only 18 of you rather than hundreds. I'm just kidding. Although I sometimes do not want to admit it, I feel Mount Union's integrative core in performing 17,000 presentations since I was a freshman has had something to do with it. However, the integrative core doesn't get to take all the credit. Mount Union has given me many leadership opportunities through extracurricular activities, inside and outside of the classroom, and surrounded me with students, faculty, and staff that have given me the tools to be knowledgeable and confident to speak in front of a room full of people. That being said, I would like to reformulate the speech I once gave 4 years ago for all of you. As my two best friends and I were co-valedictorians, we decided to talk about the past, the present, and the future. As if I didn't already hate my last name enough, with it being more and coincidentally falling in between the last names of my two best friends, that meant I had to speak about the present. As we all agreed that it was the hardest subject to speak about, I decided to do it anyways, as I didn't think I would come up with anything better on my own. While I could have talked about a multitude of embarrassing stories of my classmates, since I only graduated with a class size of 59, I decided to bypass that, as the most embarrassing stories I could think of were my own. When thinking about the present, it is somewhat difficult to decide what approach to take on it. Do I talk about right now, this very moment as I am standing in front of you, or fast forward to the end of the day when we have been told that we all have the world at our fingertips as we stand with an approximately $120,000 piece of paper in our hand? I decided to take a much larger look on the present, inspired by a poem written by Linda Ellis called The Dash. This poem says, I read of a man who stood to speak at a funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that at first came the date of birth and spoke of the following date with tears, but he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time they spent alive on earth, and now only those who love them know what little that line is worth. For it matters most not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters most is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. To be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like you've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your urology is being read, with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things you say about how you lived your dash? As the poem stated, we have control over how we live our dash. As we sit here as graduating seniors, I would encourage you to stop and think about the present in your dash here at Mount Union. For most of us, we have spent the years 2015 to 2019 here on this beautiful campus that we all consider home. Graduating today on May 18th, 2019, we have spent approximately 1,363 days as an undergrad student. When I think about how I live my dash as a fellow Raider, I'm proud and happy to say that I feel I have fully taken advantages of the opportunities that Mount Union has offered us. However, I cannot help but think about the things that Linda Ellis states in her poem. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters most is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. We all know the cars, the house, and the cash will be long after we pay off our student loans that we have accumulated these past 4 years. However, I encourage each and every one of you to aspire to be more than what others see on the outside. To be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile. These are simple tasks that are free of cost to us and can make a difference in our lives, as well as others around us. Throughout the rest of our lives, we will have many dashes. We will be faced with many challenges and obstacles, but do not forget to stop and live in the present of what you have control over, which is this very moment. It is easy to get caught up in the stress of the what-ifs of every single decision. What if I don't get the job I want, the salary, the promotion, the house, or the car? These are very materialistic things that we sometimes have trouble seeing beyond. However, if there has been one thing I would take away from Mount Union, it would definitely not be the things that I have, but the experiences I have gained and the people that I have been surrounded by these last 4 years at Mount Union. It is about the people and the places, not the material items. This may be because as a broke college student I couldn't afford these things anyway, but it's really because when I reflect on my 4 years here and what I cherished most, it is the memories that I have been able to make. What I remember most are the 4 a.m. moments on Saturday nights where I was present in the moment, not the times that I was stressing about what was to come of my future. Moving forward with the world at our fingertips, as they say, I would encourage us all to not forget about the values we learn as college students. In this Mount Union bubble, our campus is prided in the service-oriented family and community that we have created here. We do such an exceptional job in focusing what we do for others and what we can contribute to making the world a better place. We can reflect on our past and learn from it. We can plan for our future, but right now I encourage each of us to take advantage of the now and make our dashes into something bigger than ourselves. Thank you.